It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Ernie Johnson joined by Shaquille O'Neal. Kenny the Jet Smith, thanks for tuning in. You're watching the NBA on 2K Sports. Tonight, it'll be the Philadelphia 76ers going up against the Suns in Phoenix. Well, for the Suns, they must be satisfied with the way things have gone for them over the first few months. They've played with confidence and composure and have won more than their share of games. Angelil Okafor, to this point best known for his NCAA title run with Duke, can he be a franchise big?
I'm kind of disappointed that he went number 3 because he has incredible size at 6'11" and a frame that's hard to move around. I actually thought he was going to go to number 2 to the Lakers, but he went number 3. His leg strength is a big plus for him.
Well, I know you asked me the question first, but I think he will make a huge impact. His paint presence and ability to have multiple moves on multiple defenses, probably the only guy in college basketball who saw double teams every night.
How difficult is it for a North Carolina guy to praise a Duke guy?
He's not at that university anymore, so now I can praise him.
But he did. Well, you're not at that university anymore either.
Good point, Ernie.
I mean.
But Tar Heel forever, Duke for 4 years.
Oh, you said the name of the school, which you normally don't.
I mean,
got him, Ernie. Got him, Ernie.
Thank you very much.
Got him, Ernie. 1-0.
Oh, they're killing me tonight.
Thanks for tuning in, folks. We'll see you next time.
Go, Carolina.
Welcome and happy holidays from 2K Sports. It's time for NBA action. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg alongside. And our sideline reporter tonight is Doris Burke. For the Philadelphia 76ers, they come in off that loss to Milwaukee at the BMO Harris Bradley Center.
And, you hate to use this word, but I really felt like it was a sorry effort that they put forth on the defensive side.
Oh, that's pretty harsh from you, Greg, but you're right. I mean, too many times we saw them slow to set up and get on deep or late on their rotation, and they paid a big price for it.
All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. Taking a look at the 76ers. Curry is out there with insanity. Then there's Harris. Then there's Embiid. And it's lights out in at the power forward. The machine passes to Paul. Sanders with the ball. Picked up by Harris. Here's Paul. 18 feet away and he knocks it down.
Always nice to get the first lead of the game.
Yeah, I agree with you there because to me it's just much more comforting to play from the front than to be battling from behind.
Chris Paul, guys, for the last decade, the best point guard in the NBA. Now, there's some new competition for that distinction, though, with Steph Curry breaking through to NBA stardom. And it's always exciting to watch these two go head-to-head.
A little over a minute gone here in the first quarter. Now here's Curry. 9 points last game out. And the pass to Insanity. And he was camped in the lane there, and he gets the 3-second call. For Phoenix, they've gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Morris with a screen on Curry. Paul goes in, and a wide open look for Sanders. And Philadelphia grabs the miss.
I tell you what, folks, I bet he won't miss that shot next time he takes it.
Harris outside. Kicks to Curry. Pass to Embiid. It's stolen by Morris. From outside the arc, good, and Paul gets the assist. Morris has got himself on the board with 3 there.
Just look at what a sniper he is from long range. He's got such an unusual skill for a big fella.
Now Curry. And he can be counted on to put some points on the board every night. He's averaging right around 13.5 points a game. 6 to shoot. Embiid. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. And guys, the Sixers drafted Embiid 3rd overall despite a foot injury that would keep him out all of his rookie season. Came to the Sixers with a back issue out of Kansas. Of course, they knew all this going in.
Yeah, and Kevin, the Sixers have made an art here lately of drafting players who aren't immediately eligible to play. 2 years ago, it was Nerlens Noel who set out the season with a knee injury. Last year it was Dario Saric who played overseas, and now Embiid.
The free throw drops for Embiid.
You know, regarding Joel Embiid, the foot was not his only injury when he entered the draft. In his 1 season at Kansas, he battled both back and knee injuries. Obviously, though he's very young, his durability is of some concern.
And Embiid drops them both.
And talking about Joel Embiid, there are some who feel the Sixers targeted guys in the draft last year who couldn't help them win games. One wonders at what point does it become anti-competitive.
Now, here is Morris. He provides a good amount of offense for the team, averaging around 11.5 points a game. And it's going to be a 3-second call. And with this chance, let's quickly go to our rookie leaderboard and find out who the top assist men are among the first-year players. Well, you look at lights out, top 5 in the NBA, and his teammates love him.
He's just ahead of his years as far as vision and recognition on the offensive end. A talented playmaker. He is only going to get better.
Yeah, very unselfish. I mean, has the respect of his coaches and teammates. They follow his lead, which is probably the highest compliment for any rookie.
Now here's Embiid. He's coming off a 22-point game against Milwaukee.
Yeah, and he also did a great job on the backboards, Kev, and that also was a factor.
Pass to Booker. Paul outside. He kicks it to Booker. To the wing right side. The open shot. Sanders. Plenty of room to knock down the shot.
Offensively, he can be the engine that drives them at any given time.
The 76ers trail by 4. Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
I caught up with Coach Jeff Hornacek. He told me they'll be looking to stretch the opposing defense and open things up by using their ability to knock down long-range shots. Success from the perimeter will translate to success on the inside. Those were his words to me, Kevin. Back to you.
Doris, thank you. No, Clark, hard to create spacing without the threes.
I agree there. I mean, I'd say it's almost impossible with the size and speed of players in this day and age.
Here's the screen. Here's Booker. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Booker's got his second basket.
And a really good way to start the game. He's a guy who, if he gets it going early, he's going to give you problems.
Lights out passes to Embiid. Puts it up. No good. And Phoenix will come the other way. Fresh from a win against the Nuggets.
Proficient in that game at the offensive end of the floor. I mean, their passing was dynamic and their shot selection was superb.
You do those two things hand in hand, Greg, you know the result. You move the ball like they did and take smart, good shots, you're coming away with a lot of wins.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones, a long time without a basket.
They got to find something, you're right. From 6 away, that's a miss, his second after 2 shots. Suns leading by 8. The drive by Paul. And that basket pushes the lead to double digits.
And doing a great job here just stringing together solid possessions as they build that lead.
I tell you, there's no substitute for consistency, Greg. You know that, I know it. You can stay in control of the game. They'll stay in control of it if they simply stay good with their execution of the game plan and don't waste any possession.
Puts up a 3. Goes right through for bucket number 3. He's a perfect 3 for 3 to start.
And on the bench for the Suns is Jeff Hornacek, probably one of the tougher coaches in the league. He'll bend your ear if you make mental error.
Here's lights out. He had an 18-point outing in the last game against the Bucks in Milwaukee.
Yeah, but the rebounding in that game as well was just tremendous. I mean, he dominated the backboard.
Tyson Chandler, who's checked in for the Machine. It's Curry outside. 1 up, 1 down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
You can't afford to give him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
Paul. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. Well, at this point in his career, Clark, it's safe to call Chris Paul one of the all-time great point guards.
Yeah, without question. I mean, for a long time, it was hard to argue that Chris Paul wasn't the top point guard in the league. Even now, you can make arguments for others, but Paul is always going to be in the conversation.
Gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
And he makes the first.
And with Paul, it is all about his consistency. Other point guards will have better years or stretches than him, but he just puts up huge numbers year in and year out, literally like clockwork.
And Paul drills both of them.
You know, it's amazing to me how little fanfare CP3 gets. I mean, he's not a flashy player, but you look at his effectiveness on the court, and he's a once-in-a-generation kind of talent. I mean, he's done it all his entire career.
And the 76ers decide to take their first time out here.
And guys, this 76ers team still trying to forge an identity. One thing that is sure, they will attack the basket, and a lot of fearless players on this roster.
The 76ers trail by 10. Well, the 76ers do go at the basket without hesitation. They're fearless, Clark, going inside. Led the NBA last season on points off drive.
Well, you know, I like to say you've got to use what you have. They didn't have many shooters, so that means head down, get to the rim.
Does not find the mark. He's made two and missed one now. Sanders against Curry. And Sanders, here we go. And that one's good. Sanders has got his second bucket tonight.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
Quality looks they're getting, and they're capitalizing on them, guys. They have to be happy with this start offensively.
Here's lights out. He's got 5. Just 5 on the clock. Morris with the rebound.
There was just enough defensive pressure to get him off balance and cause that shot to go awry.
How about the start that they've gotten off to here? Huge lead, and we're still in the first quarter.
And, guys, it hasn't just been the scoring. I mean, they're playing tremendous defense, too.
Now here's Embiid. His scoring totals are something to take note of. He's averaging over 19 points a game.
Cutting into that lead a little bit. Way to finish.
And the basket is still shaking.
Oh, I mean, he has got power in bunches on that two-hand.
And first time out of the game called for Phoenix.
And looking at Joel Embiid, he has all the tools to be the game's next great center. He's raw, no doubt about that. And he'll have to overcome the injuries, but his combination of size, speed, agility, practically unparalleled.
Jamal Crawford, he's checked in for Phoenix. Payne comes in for Chris Paul. And Philadelphia also making a switch. Okafor's checked in. On the wing, Harris. The dive for the ball. It's stolen by Morris. 2 on none. No one back to stop this. And it's good. Walk through contact. Hits the shot. He'll go to the free throw line. And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for the Suns.
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
And also, how about the fact defensively they're getting that backboard and getting out in transition, especially in this first half.
That's good from Payne. Regarding Joel Embiid, what makes him even that much more unique as a young 7-footer, excellent shot mechanics, and a feathery touch. In college at Kansas, he shot Greg 63% from the floor. Many of those were face-up jumpers.
And as the season wore on, he became money at the free throw line as well. Those are the kinds of unique attributes that make him an extra scary prospect.
Curry can't get it to go. Suns leading by 17. Payne can't hit.
Well, one of his issues is he's a player that just does not excel at fighting through contact on his way to the rim. You know, sometimes you don't like to see guys pull up from three-point range on the break, but for him, with nobody on him, that's a pretty good shot.
Now here's Payne. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Denver. Crawford dishes to Booker. There's the feed to Payne. Phoenix no good that time either.
Good little two-man action there, but they just can't get the shot to fall.
Yeah, but that was a beauty. Good-looking shot, well-executed play. I wouldn't be surprised to see them go back to it.
Here's Curry. He has 6. Just 4 to shoot. Here's Harris. The shot will not go. And Phoenix will come the other way. And guys, this is the first they're seeing of Philadelphia this year.
And one of the few bright spots of their last season was sweeping the season series in this matchup.
Yeah, for sure. Neither team a big-time contender in their respective conferences, Greg, but when the teams are fairly evenly matched, it can still be entertaining basketball.
Here's lights out. He's got 5. Takes it off the glass. Lights out's got 7 points.
Shots are just flowing for him right now, having a really strong quarter.
Crawford outside. They set the pick. Passes it to Payne. Now here's Booker. He's guarded closely. Crawford drives in. Rejected by Harris. They retain possession. And he gets it to go. Booker's got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
And the offense has come together immediately. I mean, they're threatening to run away with this thing already.
Greg, it's hard to imagine they'll stay this hot for 4 quarters, but if they even approximate that, watch out.
And plenty of contact on the shot, so 2 free throws coming up. What a year for the Suns in terms of transactions. Start of the season with Dragic and Thomas on the roster and moved them both, Clark, at the deadline.
And, you know, most folks saw the Dragic trade coming after his disagreements with the team. The Thomas trade was a bit of a surprise, though.
Okay, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
No good on the free throw.
And as you said, the Suns made a flurry of deals at the deadline. You knew they would move 1 guard, but ended up moving 2, brought back 1 as well.
And the Suns making a change here. Crowder's checked in. And then for Philadelphia, Carl Landry's checked in for lights out. And it's Aminu in for Tobias Harris. Good on the second free throw.
When the Suns made all those trades, you kind of figured there would be some adjustment, and they did fall off a bit. Still, they felt what they had wasn't quite good enough going forward, so they got a jump on rebuilding last year.
Crawford uses the glass to finish the layup. And the Suns lead by 15.
Defensively, they've got to pick up the intensity. Hard to win surrendering this high a field goal percentage.
Yeah, you've got to turn up the dial on the intensity at the defensive end if you're them. I mean, it's still early, but I agree with you.
And so here's Phoenix. Philadelphia able to drain the 3. Again, Phoenix.
Clearly, they've been the hotter team here in the first half.
Well, they've been grit and grind, working for those high percentage shots, and quite honestly, it's paid off for them.
Suns leading by 12. There's 39 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Morris with a screen on Curry. Payne with it. He's picked up by Landry. Payne's shot is good.
And there are more points tacked on here to the early lead.
And it's a nice lead as well. I mean, it's no mystery how they've done it. They're attacking the basket.
Here's Insanity. He's coming off a 22-point game against Milwaukee. No one near Curry as he lets it go. Another 3 for Philadelphia.
They're relying on their three-point shooting and getting pretty good results right now.
You're right. 3 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
Here's Crawford. He picked up 15 points in their last win against Denver. He feeds it to Payne. And there's the 3-second violation. Good if it goes. That misses. Would have counted had it gone in. Domination in the first quarter. It's been pretty lopsided. Suns lead by 11. 2K Sports. Back in a moment here from the U.S. Airways Center. And Tyson Chandler, known for being a great teammate, a very vocal leader certainly. He talked about how important that is for an NBA locker room. Don't you need a player like this, of Chandler's caliber and character, Greg, to make that kind of a teamwork? Have that feel in the locker room, that leadership role that everybody believes in and respects?
No doubt about it, Kevin. And that weighty stature is built on experience and credentials, as you mentioned, like having that championship ring or being an all-star. But when you have it and use it that way, the coach doesn't have to worry about the locker room because Chandler has got that covered.
Welcome back, everyone. A lopsided first quarter in the books already as we start this second quarter. And, guys, the Suns enjoying a nice lead here.
They come out the gates here strong and put together just a solid first quarter.
A ton of good looks for them, Greg, on offense, and it's quality shots they're getting.
So to begin the second quarter for the Philadelphia 76ers, they've got Al Farouk Aminu. Embiid is out there with Carl Landry. Then it's Curry. And it's Miles in at the 2 spot. Sanders checked in for Phoenix. Here is Miles. He dishes it to Embiid. He dents the rim with a two-handed slam. Wow.
I mean, if the defender is going to play off like that, then you know what's going to happen. There are going to be points put on the board.
Here's Paul. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line. This will be his 3rd free throw shot of the game. Free throw no good for Paul. Well, the plan has been obvious now, Clark, for a while. The 76ers really loading up on young players, letting them see a lot of minutes, and they're hoping it's going to bear some fruit, as you like to say, coming up.
Exactly. It will in time because they've accumulated some really nice young talent, Kevin.
Here is Sanders after Carl Landry's bucket. From 10 feet out, that one off the back iron and out. The 76ers trail by 9. Here's Miles. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. And for C.J. Miles, he sure can string together a long line of threes under the league with a nice jump shot that has now become deadly.
Yeah, he doesn't get to the free throw line much, and he's not really much of a playmaker, but he's 3D in color. HD 3D.
The first one falls.
And talking about C.J. Miles, he was filthy last year. Indiana needed his spark offensively, especially without Paul George in the lineup. Miles responded by putting up career highs in points and minutes played. Just an unbelievable impact on the season.
And Miles drops them both.
And for most every team out there, guys, they're looking for a guy like C.J. Miles. Decent size, natural movement skills, and can absolutely shoot the lights out. Call him buckets because that's a lethal formula.
Sanders' shot is off.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over it.
Harris passes the lights out. Tries from the block, and it's good off the glass. Lights out's got 9 points. Suns leading by 5. Paul goes in. Here's the machine. Boom, he jams it straight down.
Boy, he threw out some punishment with that two-hand throwdown.
And Clark, now's the time to do it. Continue to attack that rim.
Curry kicks to Miles. Feeds it to Embiid. Tipped away. Here in the second quarter, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now. Chandler with the screen on Embiid. Here's Booker. And it comes off the front of the rim.
The right thing there to stay that tight on him and really try to keep him out of his comfort zone. And that's how the coach would draw it up on the fast break from start to finish.
Yeah, and what a finish it was, guys. Really nicely done.
Paul kicks to Sanders. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. The Phoenix Suns weren't terrible at home by any means last year. They ended up over 500, but, Greg, they weren't quite dominant enough at home to get in the playoffs.
That's a great point. I mean, they finished the year +3 in terms of wins at home. Not bad, but not good enough when you're talking about that Western Conference.
Free throw drops for Sanders.
You know, when you talk about the Suns, their play at home sums up their season. When you are just above average in the West, you won't be in the playoffs. You've got to be really good at home to make it in the West in the playoffs.
Morris is checked in for Tyson Chandler. Johnson, he's checked in for the 76ers. Insanity comes in for Curry.
And Phoenix had some turnover issues at home last year, but overall, and to drive this home, they just were okay here in this building, and that's not going to cut it.
Now here's Embiid. He's got 6. And yes, sir, that one drops.
And a big height advantage right there.
You know, it's tough to bring a big man that far away from the goal, but that might be a mismatch they're willing to live with.
Here is Sanders. 32 points for him last game against Denver.
And also, he competed on the backboards. That also had a lot to do with it. I love his shot selection today. He set the bar for the rest of the team.
Here's Insanity. They know he's going to give him a lift with his scoring. He's averaging 16 points a game. And the Natural's going to pick up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Here's Insanity. 7-point differential. On the wing, Harris. But they'll get another chance. Here's Johnson, and it's Phoenix with the rebound. 17 points was their biggest margin. Here's Sanders. No, it doesn't go. His 4th miss in 8 attempts.
It has not been an easy quarter for him, at least offensively speaking.
Embiid dishes to Harris. Harris missing again.
You know, even though he missed that 3-point shot, I think the defense has to do a better job of challenging the shot.
Yeah, as a coach, you can really ill afford to have those types of opportunities presented against your defense.
Now Booker following Tobias Harris's 3-point attempt. Charity stripe shot. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good. Booker's got 8 points. The 76ers trail by 9. The pass to Insanity. Embiid trying to break loose. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. And it's 6 points for Insanity. Paul kicks to Sanders. Here's Morris. Finds the bottom of the bucket from 13 feet out. And the Suns lead by 9. Philadelphia with the ball. Dishes to Embiid for the 3, and that one's good. 11 points in the game.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up. He's been anything but his usual self this quarter. It's actually been ugly to see.
Johnson wide open. He fires. The 3-pointer no good. Suns leading by 6. Paul goes in. Out to Morris. Nice ball movement by Phoenix. No good with the triple.
He hit a 3 in the first, but so far has been unable to capitalize here in this quarter.
Here's lights out. 9 points in the game so far. Can't hit the free throw line jumper.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
And he gets that one to go off the front iron. That's 12 points for the Natural.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
And the 76ers call time here.
Hey, guys, in a draft with so many talented big men and lead guards, Booker was a bit of a hot commodity. One of the purest sharpshooters in the draft, has a lightning-quick release on his jump shot.
So for the Suns, Crawford comes in for Sanders. And it's Payne in for Chris Paul. And Philadelphia also making a switch. Okafor's checked in. The 76ers trail by 8. And with Booker, you know, who is a Kentucky guy, he's a sharpshooter. Greg, you're talking about that. His dad actually played at the University of Missouri. He was a pretty good shooter. Clark, this Booker has a pretty good frame to work with, and I think that's going to serve him well in the NBA.
Yeah, I agree with you. I like his size. I like his stroke. I like his toughness. I think he's going to be better defensively than people think. He's got a lot of good stuff in his game already.
Phoenix leading by 6. Payne with it. He has 5. The dish to Crawford. Uncovered. His second miss, now 2 of 4 on the game. Here's Insanity. Okafor, the pass to Harris. They set the pick. Just 5 to shoot. Johnson in the corner. And that one comes up a bit short.
Well, there was no hand in his face right there. I thought for sure he was going to knock that down.
Crawford's shot is good.
Really good awareness right there on the assist.
The 76ers trail by 8. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
Johnson dishes to Harris. 16 feet away. The offensive rebound. Okafor. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2.
And here's a look at some numbers for lights out. Tremendous numbers for him over the last 10 games. He's putting up about 12 points a game, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists. They're loving how he's running the show here. His sensational passing really breathing life into their offense.
You know, the scheme just seems to run much more smoothly when he's in the game because he knows where everybody is at all times.
Phoenix looked to be on the verge of making it back into the playoffs last season. Ultimately, though, Greg, they faltered in the second half of the year.
Yeah, it was a 3-team race. And after coming up short in 14, the Suns had the edge early. As you said, Kevin, they simply couldn't keep things going in the second half of the season.
You know, guys, the Suns went from the 8th seed to finishing 10th in the West. I mean, it would have been a tough task for them to stay in the race, particularly after all the trades. I mean, their team was in transition.
Here's the machine. 9 points last game out. Payne kicks to Morris. No luck. And Philadelphia the other way now. Inside. And down it goes. Dunked through off a wonderful assist.
Some hang time on that rim. Puts a little whipped cream on that angel food cake there.
it's a tight ball game, and those displays of strength, Clark, can get one team rolling.
Agreed.
And also the other on its heels. Let's see how this one turns out. And when you shake up a roster as the Suns did last year, it's hard to keep pace. They ended 6 games back of that final playoff spot, but that all happened after they decided to shake things up.
The Suns shooting their 7th attempt at the foul line in this one. The 76ers making a switch here. Aminu's checked in. The 76ers might have dodged having the worst record in the league last season, but they didn't dodge having the worst road record last year, Clark.
They could not dodge that one, Kevin. Just 6 wins on the road, but that was pretty much expected considering the youth and inexperience of this team.
Here's Insanity. 8 points for him. Takes the 3. It's hauled in by the Suns. And here we go. Fast break. Crawford's got it. Kicks it to Morris. Here's the machine. Oh, that's blocked. Johnson outside. Here's Insanity. They know he's going to give him a lift with his scoring. He's averaging 16 points a game. Pass to Okafor. He kicks it to Johnson. A 3-pointer is right on target. Johnson's got his first 3 points of the game.
And for the 76ers, they weren't a good shooting team in general. And on the road, it got real ugly. They shot under 40% as a team on the year away from home.
They're forcing the ball inside, and it's working beautifully.
It really is. 5 out of 6 of their last field goals have come from the paint.
Here's Insanity. 1:57 left here in the second. Johnson outside. Landry with the screen. Johnson with it. Guarded now by Morris. Launches it. Phoenix grabs the miss. The Machine's got 4 rebounds in this game.
For the Sixers, just a brutal start to last season, 17 straight losses. They did get their first 4 wins of the season as a road team, though. As bad as they were on the road, at least they had that going for them.
Here's Johnson following the score by Jamal Crawford. Pass to Insanity. The feed now to Landry. The 8-footer, and that one's good. 1:10 left in the second quarter. Timeout called, the Suns. And for Carl Landry, he powered his way through the league a few years back, but somewhere along the line, Clark, is being kind of topped out.
His best season, Kevin, he averaged 18 and 7. I think injuries have been a factor. But last year was down to 7 and 4 his game averages, so he's starting to slide.
The 76ers trail by 6. Insanity, the pass to Johnson. Pick by Okafor. Aminu dishes to Johnson. Here's Insanity. He's got 8. Can't hit the corner 3.
Not sure why he keeps trying his luck from deep here. It's just not his night.
It's stolen by Johnson.
They'll probably let the clock wind down here.
Right on. I mean, no need to give the ball back before the end of the quarter in this situation.
Here's Insanity. With 4 seconds on the clock, and he takes that one up and powers it through.
And that's how it's done. I mean, find that hole in the D and then go hard to the right.
Maybe that hole was a little bigger than it should have been.
Well, it was. I mean, a tight game like this one, you'd think they'd have a little more energy at the defensive end than that.
And we're through the first half of basketball here, and what's been a good one. Phoenix ahead. They lead by 4. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Well, thank you, Kevin. Here with Chris Paul. And Chris, you guys came out of the gates blazing, but cooled off a bit later on. What happened out there?
Well, we came out with a lot of energy, but in the second quarter, it died down a little bit. You know, it's real. Everybody's very excited. You know, our team's excited, their team's excited, officials excited, you know what I mean? So we just got to calm down and play a little bit.
Chris, thank you so much. Kevin, in this league, you've got to sustain those hot starts.
Thank you, Doris, for that interview, and we'll see you back here after the break for the third quarter of basketball.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
I would call that a competitive first half of action. Ernie Johnson here welcoming you back to the 2K Sports Halftime Show with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Out in front at the half is Phoenix. They are leading by 4. Kenny, what do you think?
Well, they're playing some unselfish basketball here tonight, Ernie. Guys aren't trying to take the defense 1-on-5. They're moving the basketball and finding the open man. And then, of course, the open man is finishing. So no problem here tonight.
And over to Shaq. What did you think about Philadelphia?
The three-point shot has really helped them out. I don't always like to see teams rely on the 3, but when it's dropping like that, I say roll with it. They keep setting good screens. Running these pick and rolls, they'll be tough to beat.
And now, folks, it's just about time for the third quarter to begin. We will see you after the final buzzer.
We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball.
A good night so far for Sanders. 12 points and not a bad game for him on the glass either.
Not at all, partner. That's somewhere where he can be